tell you when it comes up. You have about 3 seconds. Okay, you're up. So go back to your OBS.
Where do I see comments?
Right here.
Oh, look at that. So can I,
You
okay.
can move that over as much as you want. There you
Okay. And will it automatically scroll?
go. I don't know.
Okay. First time live on YouTube. Oh my word. Say something. If you're here, let me know. I'm a little nervous. Say hi. Give me a comment if you're here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Move my mouse. Let me know if you're here. Give me a comment. Tell me what's going on. I have 2 journals right here. So while we're waiting to see who's here, what's everybody got to say? We're bullet journaling tonight, everybody. First time live on YouTube. I'm not very good at posting very many videos on YouTube, so this is my way to not have to edit videos, to be honest. And my Sue person's here. There's one comment, so that would be my technical director. He's my Sue crafter. And so, you know, I don't have to edit a video if we go live here, which is really nice. And I'm looking to see what other stamps I've got. You guys, we are using the Canvo Bullet Journal from Catherine Pooler. I love my bullet journals. I will tell you, I am not an expert at this. And so, oh, Bonnie's here. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Diane. Oh, my technical director is coming to write a note for me too. I have a whiteboard that's right across from my desk. It's really nice. I can write notes, and oh, I know what this means. He's drawing a picture of a bell for me. So he's reminding everybody, if you want to have notifications when I'm live on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell. Click the bell. That will send you notifications. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be fabulous. I would really appreciate it. Hi, Sue. You found me. Diane says she counts me as my second best friend. Melissa being number 1, of course. Diane, I have to tell you, I have plans. I saw something today that when my sister comes and we craft together, you know, I like to have cocktails when we craft together. And she has cocktails too, but she doesn't enjoy them as much as I do. I found the best new cocktail that we are going to share when she comes, and I can't wait. So we're hoping this summer I go get my COVID vaccination, my first one tomorrow. Yay! My husband goes on Friday. My son, who's 20, he goes to UT Knoxville. He's an RA, so he actually got the Johnson & Johnson one today, so he's vaccinated. And of course my sister and her husband are already vaccinated because they work in Washington DC in the research labs, and so they've already got their vaccines. So, and my mom does, so we should all be able to get together this summer, and I'm so looking forward to it, but most especially to craft with my sister. So I'm excited. Sue says she gets her second one on Friday. Yay, Sue. So anyway, so much fun I've got planned for cocktails and crafting when my sister comes. But today, look, you guys, I haven't finished this one because I got so excited working on this really pretty spread that I thought I need to share this with my other crafty friends. So this is the Catherine Pooler Bullet Journals. It's called Club Canvo, and I have 2. You can see that this is an older one. This is one of the newest styles. So cute. Look. So if you're a pro at journaling, I might not be the person for you because I'm not a pro at it. I wouldn't say I'm a beginner either. And, but I don't use my bullet journal. I'm not a steadfast planner person. Got to use my bullet journal for everything. I take a lot of notes and make a lot of lists in mine, nothing pretty. And then when I feel like maybe I want to do some art journaling or something like that, that's when I use my stamps and I make pretty spreads, and it's just kind of a zen, which is kind of funny for the koi. It's kind of a zen thing for me. Normally I don't share it with anybody. It's not always the prettiest thing that I create, but today I just love, you guys love a good koi stamp because I I have to tell you, I love Japanese art. And so I pin a lot of things on Pinterest for Japanese art, and I love koi and lotus flowers and things like this. And so I got really excited. If you don't know what Club Canvo is, it's for the Canvo Bullet Journal. And if you've never bullet journaled, look, can you see very closely? There's little tiny dots. And it helps you when you're journaling. If you were freehanding all of this, or maybe using a ruler and some micron pens, it kind of helps you draw your straight lines or draw shapes and things and stay in a line. So those are the bullets. There's little bullets all over the page to kind of keep you on your way. And there are some people that hand draw everything, and it's perfect, and they're artists and they do a great job. But what attracted me to Catherine Pooler's, let me see if I can find some other spreads in here that I've done previously. What attracted me to the Catherine Pooler bullet journals is that Catherine makes it so easy for you. You can get stencils. This is from last year. You can get stencils that make it so easy. You don't have to draw any of this. And as a stamper and a card maker, that was when I was sold. And so I love, love, love that Catherine Pooler makes it easy. There's all kinds of stamps for the months, for the days of the week, and I'll share some of those with you. Here's some other ones I've done. This was March for last year. And it's so cute, and it's a way to pull together our stamping and our card making, but to use in our everyday lives. So this one was from May last year. I really love this one. I used this real pretty background stamp from Catherine Pooler, and then this May, and these little stamps were from the month of May Canvo. So Club Canvo is $24.95 plus tax and shipping, and it's a subscription that if you subscribe by the end of the month, you have until 11:59 on the last day of the month to receive that next month's set. Or actually, I should say it goes 1 month ahead of time. So let's say right now I'm using April, so on April 1st Club Canvo will send out May, the month of May stamps for me, for Club Canvo. So you have a whole month to work on your spreads, and you see me working at the last minute, waiting to the last minute typically, for my April spreads. So if you join Club Canvo, here's August of last year. How cute were these popsicles? And if you join by the end of the last day of the month, you'll get not the following month, but the month after that set. Okay, so you have a whole month to work on your spreads. So it's $24.95, and I have my Catherine Pooler link there. If you're interested in subscribing, you can click that link. It's my affiliate link at no cost to you. And just a reminder, especially if you're new here, because I'm on YouTube and I have a lot of subscribers there, but maybe they aren't on Facebook. Anytime you use my affiliate links in 2021, I'm donating all of my affiliate proceeds to charity. And I made my first donation last night. I think you may have seen it on my Facebook page, and I bought, I think, 10 sleeping bags and 15 toothbrushes from Amazon for the Community Resource Center in Nashville. So thank you to everyone. I have lots of people who message me and say, I clicked your link, I made a donation, because they know that they're contributing to charity this year when they click my link. So here comes my technical director, because
It was 10 sleeping bags and 10 packs of 15 count toothbrushes.
oh, I thought 15 wasn't very many. Okay, he's telling me
10
it was 10 packages of 15 each toothbrushes. So we ordered 150 toothbrushes for people who have been devastated, or first responders, cleanup people who are out helping tirelessly for the flood victims. If you know, I live right outside of Nashville. We had horrible flooding over the weekend, and some people were just devastated with flooding. And so I felt the need to go ahead and send in the money that we've been saving for all of my affiliate links. So Club Canvo. Now also you'll see I put the link for a cherry on top, another one of my affiliate accounts at no cost to you. And the nice thing is, a cherry on top has all of these Catherine Pooler products, including the koi stamps. And Catherine also is now also creating dies, and you do have to order these separately. They don't come with the Club Canvo, but that way, if you're a card maker like I am, if you are Canvo and you already received this, you can order the dies and use these beautiful stamps to make cards also, which is fabulous. So if you're a Club Canvo member, you would get this stamp set. You get a stamp set, a monthly stamp set that's smaller. It normally has the month, and then see little days of the week in the same font, and some other little stamps, and then some other little things that go with your spreads. And you get a stencil every month. So this month it's called, I don't remember the title, it is called Skipping Stone Stencil, and this is what drew me to Club Canvo. So even if you don't want to join Club Canvo, you can go on a cherry on top, and all of those products are for sale at Cherry on Top, plus all kinds of other, the Canvo Bullet Journals are for sale, other stencils, other month stamp sets, and then also you can do all your other shopping for embossing powders, twines, papers. I always use a Cherry on Top for all of my mini album papers, Echo Park, Simple Stories. So it's a one-stop shop that if you use a Cherry on Top, once again, they're an affiliate, and everything will go to charity. So Diane says, I got my koi stamps and dies today. Yes, Sue, yay, thank you to anybody who has clicked my links, because you're helping to donate to charity. So definitely a good cause. So here's what I started today. Got so excited, I thought I'd share it with you guys. This is another stencil from Catherine Pooler from, I think, last month, when there were butterflies, beautiful butterflies, for the month of March. And so all I did was ink blend on this page using this stencil. It's for the monthly calendar. One quick tip is to definitely look at the month and start. I try not to use these days, and then you have more stamping room. And then I just ink blended. I sprayed a little bit of pixie spray on the back of my stencils. I'm looking for the can so you can see what it looks like. If you'd like to use stencils, I spray a little bit of pixie spray on the back, and then it holds it nice and neat. It's a low tack adhesive, and it holds it right there on the page, makes it perfectly easy. And so on this page, before we went live, I started blending Aquatini. Once again, Catherine Pooler inks. If you have never used Catherine Pooler inks, they're by far my favorite inks. These are also for sale at both Catherine Pooler and a Cherry on Top. And then I ink blended Something Borrowed and a little bit of Juniper Mist. Actually, don't be afraid to ink blend two colors together. I put a light layer of Juniper Mist and Something Borrowed over it to brighten it up a little bit, like right in here. And then Serenade and Aquatini. All right? Oh, and there's my hubby, my Sue person, telling me thank you to everyone. We really appreciate it. So, hi, Linda. I don't know if I said hi, and not sure if you're new or if you're watching and you've never been on a live with me, say hi. So that sometimes I like to do giveaways. We're not doing one tonight, but you never know. And just let us know you're here, and maybe if there's something you'd like to see. So let me show you. Some of my favorite stamping inks are my VersaFine Clairs. I believe that a Cherry on Top sells these also. I'm not sure. But they are a waterproof, water-resistant pigment ink, and they are fabulous when you use a watercolor or a water-based dye ink marker, like we're going to use the Zig markers, because you can watercolor with these inks and you won't get any bleeding or anything like that going on. So here's my VersaFine Clair. Well, Bonnie, I'm so sorry you don't like my YouTube channel. That stinks. If you like it, everybody else tell me you like it. So VersaFine Clair, this is in Nocturne. This is their black color. And let me show you something that I like to do. I'm going to pull this stamp off because I'll show you. Here's a big trick. When you're using your Canvo Bullet Journal, you see this spine? If you aren't careful and you're stamping and this is new to you, you'll see sometimes you want to go here and you'll hit the spine, this binder, the rings with your block, and it will mess up your stamping. So here's the trick that I do. You go here. Bonnie, try your desktop computer if you've got one. Put your stamp down first, right like this, on your page. Place it where you want it. If you're anywhere close to the spine, then use your stamp block to pick it up so you can make sure that you're not going to, when you stamp, your stamp block is not going to hit your binder right there. That's a good way to make sure you're not going to mess it up. Okay, so then pick up your stamp with your acrylic block. And by the way, these are Catherine Puller blocks and acrylic blocks, and they are phenomenal. See how I can be sure that I'm not going to hit the top of the journal because of picking it up with my block off of the page. Give it a nice firm press. Give it just a second. Hi, Catherine Puller. We're using Bullet Journal tonight with the beautiful koi stamps. So see how I didn't hit that ring because I laid my stamp down first, then picked it up with the block. Give your inks a second for the ink to transfer onto the page, and then there you go. See, I didn't press firmly enough right there, but it's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. And then I have my other stamp. I'm going to put it on the other side, and I'm going to put it, this one I think is going to go maybe like right here off this corner. I'm going to use the other side of my block just for efficiency's sake, and pick it up there, and let's ink that one up. And let's see if I do a better job of stamping this one. And you see how these two are different? One has the scales and one has the spots. So then I can do it right like this. And then make sure I really push it down and give it a firm push. And give it just a second for that ink to transfer. And the nice thing about the Canvo Bullet Journal pages is that they're a nice, really heavyweight kind of paper cardstock. So they'll take a lot of our ink blending, our stamping, and I'm using my Zig water-based dye ink markers, and you don't have a lot of bleed through. Now you will get just a little bit with your Zig markers. Copic markers, you'll get a little bit more. So Copic markers are not always 100% friendly in these bullet journals, but these pages are definitely some of the thicker, better pages you probably will find in a journal. So I like to do that, and we've got a little bit of room there, and I could do other things, but let's go to I like to always make a main page, and that's what I started with this one. So I thought I'd show you how you can get this really pretty page. So what I always do is I start off stamping the month name right in the middle of my page. So I'm going to pull out that Nocturne ink again. Okay, I'm missing some, let's see. Thank you, Catherine. So far, Erin has not given me any info. Nope, and I don't have any for you, Diane. I'm so sorry. I have nothing. Okay, so here's the month of April. This is from the little set you always get. It has the month, and then this one even has these pretty words, ponderings and reflections, and little, each month has something different. So you can always like mix and match and use things with other things. So this is the month. And I always start with this. This is just the way I like to do my pages. I will always have like a title page basically for my month. And I just start kind of right in the middle. And I'm not always the best at paying attention to the lines and lining stuff up, but we'll try. Really give it a firm push. Give it a second to transfer. And I like the font for this month too, really pretty. And that just gives me a good place to start. For it's right in the middle of my page. I can take this stamp off now and put it away. And now let's get our fish. I'm going to put one here. Let's see. So we have these two. So I'm kind of looking at how, so like this one is going this way. And then this one, oops, this one is kind of going like this. So this one will be the one that I want to make sure I put down first before I, I'm going to do it going this way. So they're kind of like going around in a circle. So I need to clean this one off first before I lay it on my page. I'm just going to lightly kind of clean it off with my lint-free rag, because remember, if I lay it down first, because I stamped it a second ago, it's going to transfer some ink. So I just want to quickly like stamp it off, wipe it off, and before I set it down on my page. So let's go back and let's put it down where we want it. And this is that trick of laying it down before I stamp, or before I put it on my block, so that I know my block is not going to, actually I'm going to move it so I can get a nice stamp on there. Okay, there we go. How's everybody else doing on the YouTube channel? Oh, I see my technical director's trying to help Bonnie. So, watch out for the spine. And I kind of sometimes like to, it may or may not, because I can't totally see it because of the angle I'm at. Sometimes I like for elements in a scene to be touching one another, just visually and artistically. It just is kind of pleasing to the eye. So really give it pressure. Make sure we get the whole thing stamped. And there we go. That looks fabulous. Okay, let's get the other one going here. And this one I already have on my stamping block because we know it's not going to hit the spine at all. So we'll put that one there. And then I like all the other little pieces in the stamp set, just because you guys know, if you know me and you watch me normally, I love to build a scene. Look how pretty. Love it, love it, love it. So let's see what other elements we want. We have a lotus, and we have, let's see, what else is in this stamp set? We've got the lotus. Oh, look, we have a dragonfly. How cute is that? And there's the little puddle. There's bubbles, and there's just another lotus flower. So let's get these lotus flowers stamped. I'm just going to keep using the Nocturne VersaFine Clair. And I kind of, I don't know if you noticed, but it's just an easy kind of rule of thumb to use your negative, you know, ones, odd numbers, ones, threes, fives, sevens. So I almost always follow that basic rule. Not always, you know, rules are made to be broken, but it's just an easy thing. And I always like to normally, so you'll normally see me do threes at least. And then lots of times one of those three might be going off the page. Once again, it's just a basic kind of art rule of movement and flow. And it's just an easy kind of methodology, I think. Nothing tricky or fancy to it, but it's just the simple rules that if you follow them, you're pretty much going to be okay and everything's going to look good. So let's do a couple of these kind of like ripples in the water. And let me find another stamping block. I'm running out of blocks. Let's see if it'll fit on this little square. I love these little squares. I have so many of them. Now for this, I'm going to use one of my other favorite VersaFine Clair, Warm Breeze. Sometimes if you use, you know, for this one we could use one of our Catherine Puller inks, but if you use a dye-based ink and then you ink blend over a stamped image that's somewhat the same color, sometimes it will kind of blend together, or one ink will kind of pull up the other one. But by using a waterproof ink, we're going to maintain the integrity of that stamp pretty much. So then let's do one. Once again, notice I'm using kind of the rules of three, and we're going off the page. See how pretty that is by changing up the ink color? So pretty. Let's see. Let's do one maybe right here. And all we're doing is creating a scene, right? Just creating a scene. Oops, that one was a little bit crooked, but that's okay. It's because I wasn't paying any attention. I was talking and trying to look at comments. So now let's just do a couple of our bubbles. So have I missed any good comments? I kind of got thrown off when Bonnie was telling me she didn't like my YouTube channel. So I just tried to stop looking for a minute because it was like throwing me off my game. So, oh there, Bonnie said she loves the stamp. Thank you, Bonnie. Now is it safe for me to go back and start reading comments again? So look at these bubbles, you guys. Now I'm using the Warm Breeze for these too because I want them to kind of, and I'm doing second and third generation stamping, I want them to kind of fade out. And when we ink blend, you'll see it. And once again, I'm doing threes and maybe going off the page. How cute is that? Love these little bubbles. Now let's pull the other one. Okay. Oh, Bonnie, I know that little duck stamp is so cute. Floating in the water, tee-hee-hee. Yes, ma'am, Sue, that's what we like. It looks organic. That's the new term we can use. It's organic, right? It's organic. And then once again, second and third generation. See how cute that is? You know how it looks like they're fading away? Ooh, I love that. Love it, love it. Let's do some more right here. One here, one here, one here. And one more here, here, and there. There. How cute is that, you guys? I love it. Now, next step. Okay. I have pulled, I love. I told you I have a Pinterest board and inspirational images. I love the pretty scenes with lotus flowers, and there's like dark greens and the dark blues and lighter blues in the water, and even some purples here and there. So I pulled Mardi Gras because it's such a greenish blue color, more green than blue, but and Daydream. I think these are really pretty colors together. They're dark and kind of dreamy, and I love them together. So let's get some ink blending. Here's another thing. When I'm going to be doing ink blending, and sometimes I will pick a darker color, like for this, I might start out with a darker color. Just start with a very light hand, because a lot of times I'll find I'm really working hard with my arm and I'm pressing and pressing because it's so much work. Why not start out with a darker color and just use an easier hand? So here's what I did. I took my favorite Inkadinka-Doo masking paper. And if you've never used masking paper, it is a fabulous crafting supply. And stamped on the white side, fussy cut it out, and then you pull off the back, the blue part, and you have a little kind of sticker that you can use to mask. And then it'll make our ink blending over this so easy. And then that way we can color our koi when we're finished. So love masking paper. It's probably one of my must-haves for the craft room, because it's just, there's so many things you can do that make your craft projects, your cards, your bullet journal, everything look fancy. And some people, now if you're a crafter, you know the trick, but other people just think, wow, how did you do that? And I'm telling you, it's masking and layering, stamping. It is magical, truly, I think. So very carefully put these masks in. Because I've already used them once, they don't want to stick as well, because they stick really well the first time you put them down. Now, so we've got that, and I have one, let me see if I can find it, for my lotus flowers, because we want to be sure that we cover him up and we don't ink him. And then I like to leave some white space on these like title pages, because it just makes it look, I think, more artistic. And the white, leaving white around the edges pulls your eye in. And I like to leave it a little bit bright white here in the middle, because it gives it a spotlight. It's your focal point. So Mardi Gras. And I'm just going to gently go here and there. See, it doesn't want to lay down right there. And leave room for your daydream. Don't cover him completely up. We're going to go in with different colors, okay? So you might want to have something to blot off your brushes with. I'm not that worried about it tonight, because if we blend it, it might look okay. But just because I don't have time, I do have a sheet right here. So we can blot off just a little bit. And be careful, this lotus flower does not have a mask. So just kind of go in different areas. You can go off the page if you want, but make sure you try to leave some areas, okay? Where do we go? Let's go right here. Okay, what am I missing? Thank you, Bonnie. I got so excited earlier today when I was working on it, and that's when I just decided I had to share it. This is Daydream. Daydream, my brush doesn't get too loaded. I think it actually might need, and just kind of go here and there, blending with the Aquatini and adding in some blue. Just kind of, oops, I almost went into Aquatini there. This blending is not, because I'm in a hurry tonight, is not as good as my blending earlier. But that's all I do, okay? I'm not gonna do the whole thing. So I just went in different areas, and then you pull up your masks, and we'll pull this one over. and it'll be the magic of YouTube. Okay, so you do all your blending, and then ta-da, pull up your masks, and that's what you have, minus this one that I already colored. So all of your images have been masked, and now we can color them. Okay, so we're going to set this one aside, and we'll work on this one so that I can show you how I colored it. So I took my Zig art and graphic markers. You know, they're twin tips. You've probably seen me color with them before. And we will, let's zoom in just a little bit so that we can really see what we're doing here. So you see how the VersaFine Clair kind of kept its integrity even though we ink blended over it. The dye ink, it's basically waterproof, so the water-based dye ink just goes right over it, and it doesn't smear it, it doesn't kind of blend in, but because we use the warm breeze, it kind of does fade into the water, and I think it looks so pretty. It looks like part of the water. So I'm using, let's see, so for this fish, he's got his little spots. So we know he's, you know, probably one of those, if we're going with the way nature is, he's probably white, and then he's got gray and orange and black spots. I love those koi. So I know, Catherine, it's like, it's magical, isn't it? I mean, it really is. And think how pretty this would be on a card, you guys. And you could even cut them out, or you could mask them like this and do them on a card front. So you just have a one layer card that looks so fancy. Okay, so let's color some of his spots. And I'm going to start out, let's get this scratch paper again so we can test our markers and see. This would be a good color. Let's just start. These graphic twin tip markers from Zig are, you see there's the brush tip there, and then there's a real fine point right there. I almost never use that one. You could use that one to make dots and spots and stuff. But this one, it's a nice kind of firm brush tip. You can watercolor with these. You could use a water brush or a watercolor paintbrush with it. And I'm going to do this one. I think, let's see, what should we do? This one could be like a grayish one. We'll see. Let's make this one orange too, and then we'll go from there. I guess I should have planned it out before we start. So I'm just putting down a base color. And what's nice with these Zig markers is you can literally like blend them together. Let's see what color this is. Very similar. Let's find a different one. So we can shade with it. This one is a little bit darker orange. And you can use little swipes like you would a Copic marker, and they'll actually blend together. So I can go back with the orange one and go right over the color that I just did. Tombow markers are very similar, and you can kind of blend that color together. Now the Canvo Bullet Journal pages are not true like blending cardstock, but you can, as long as you don't go over it too much, you can get the blends. And if you do the fine like flicks like you do with a Copic marker, you can do visually make it look like it blends more too. But you can do a little bit of blending with them. See how pretty that is? Just adds a little bit of shading. Let's go ahead and do this other one, and then maybe we can make his tail gray and black. That would be pretty. And you could even go tip to tip the way you can with Copics to blend some shading in. But you know, this is for you. This doesn't have to be too fancy, but I do like to make mine pretty when I take the time. Like I said, it's kind of zen. So see how we've got the shading in there? Doesn't that look so pretty? What's going on? Is our Melissa, oh, there's my sister. She's always late. Well, she doesn't have an excuse because she's on spring break this week. So, you know, I was going to say, well, it's because she's always working. And so we were just ink blending and I was masking. And so now we're doing these fish. So let's do these pretty fins, and let's do these in grays and blacks. So I have a light gray, and I'm going to kind of flick it down because I want to also remember where the light and the shadows might be. Ooh, look how pretty that gray is. And then I'm going to go at the end of his tail, and I'm just using these little flicks like this, just like you would if you Copic color. And that's what's going to give it that flowy, soft kind of look. See that? Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love this. And you can use that also if this is how we're going to maintain these highlights here, because there'd be a highlight here, so we can flick it on up just a little bit and bring it up. And then let's get a darker one. Let's see. Do I have a lighter one? This one might be a little bit, this is a little bit darker. Bring it. And also, if you find your paper starting to pill or kind of rub up because you're putting so much ink on it, just step away for a second, almost like you would if you were watercoloring. Let the color dry, let the paper dry, and then you can come back in and do a little bit more. It's not going to let you do maybe as much as you'd like, but it'll let you do more. So let's pull just a little bit more. I'm going to follow that line, give it a little bit of shading. And then let's see, oh, I have a much darker one here. So let's just do a little bit of flicking. You can do as much or as little as you want with this. It's yours, right? It's yours. And instead of trying to move my hand and do funny things, I always move my paper. Ooh, I think that looks so pretty. What do you guys think? So pretty. I love that. Love it, love it. And then I'm not going to add any there. Let's add a little bit of dark here. And maybe pull it out. There's little fins. Oh, I love the way this one's looking. And I like the contrast of the orange with the greens and the blues. What do you guys think? Kind of that color wheel theory, right? Let's put some of the lighter gray here. Can you see it? Is my hand in the way? Look how pretty. And leave the white. Let it look, since I don't have a even lighter gray than this, let the white be your highlights, okay? Don't be afraid to leave some white space on there. Or you can also get your gel pen out, a white gel pen. And I will tell you that gel pens, should we make his face dark? That might look nice. Or at least, let's see, give him just a little bit of color here maybe. It's just not a very light gray, that's the problem, but it's okay. And I don't think, yeah, this is the lightest one I think I have. Now, I could, if I were on any kind of other paper or watercoloring, you can lay down color with your zigs and then use a water brush with it. Let's go ahead and color this in. There we go. And we blended it a little bit. He's cute, you guys. He's really cute. And then we can, for the top of that fin, we can give that a little bit of color. So now, how much, let's see, where are we on time? We've been here for about 45 minutes. So let me show you, like, you know, we could color these, but let me show you another layout and like what you can do. Now I haven't really practiced this next one, but one final touch on here and then we'll move on. I like to take like some gel pens, some even metallic gel pens, or I like these. These are the Stardust jelly rolls or the Moonlight. They kind of are almost like glow in the dark looking. And this is where, if you want to add these extra little touches, or you could use a white gel pen, you can take these and kind of give your page highlights. And you guys may not even be able to see it. Let me zoom in and we'll see if you can see it. It's however much or as little as you want to add, okay? And especially if you were doing a card where other people would see it and be looking at it close up, it might really be a nice touch on a card. And let's put some here for him and on here, and I'll pick this up and see if you can see this. Okay. I'm going to hold it up. Can you see that? Ooh, there you see the sparkle. See the guy with the orange spots, or on the tail of the other one? And it's just something on a card, or even just for you on these pages. You see the other one? Look at that pretty sparkle. It really is those little finishing touches. Okay, I'm missing like all the chatting because I've been busy. So what's everybody talking about? Catherine says she's 85% on vacation. There we go. Look how pretty. Okay, let me show you how the stencils work. And let's say, okay, so I did the one page for this one. So let's go over here. So let's say, here's my first page. Let's say this were all in one, okay? So I would have what I call the title page for my month, and then I have my month at a glance. We could put April here too, stamp some other little things, and I would like stamp a birthday cake or something on days that we have birthdays that month. And just for a quick glance, look at, you know, and then if there's something else really important or a holiday, for instance, like Easter, I would stamp a cross or something like that, you know, for Good Friday and then for Easter. So I might do that for my month at a glance. And then the next day, then I might have something like, let me think. Okay, so here's the stencil you get with this month's. So this is called Skipping Stone Stencil, I think. So once again, I have pixie spray on here, and I like to use, I have these other Uniball gel pens. These are my absolute favorite of all time. And let's quickly, you can either ink blend over this, but it's easy just to use a pen. And I'm going to, now, here's something else to think about ahead of time. You have to kind of plan out your layouts. And if you wanted to stamp your koi in here, like, I'll show you what I mean. Let's go, I'm going to stamp it real quick before I forget. Let's say, okay, so here's my stencil. Maybe I want this koi going like this. So let's pick up the stencil. Excuse me. And I'm going to stamp this one going this way. But I lay my stencil down first so that I know where I'm going to place where it's going to be placed and then where I can put a stamp. Okay, so then I kind of pick it up and I do my stamp. And then when I lay this back down, I know not to draw my stencil over top of him. You see that? You see why I did that? So let's see, do I want to do another one? Maybe not. We'll just do one for right there, okay? And this way you just see what my thinking is when I'm doing maybe my other spreads. So now I can go and let's do one more here. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let's do our little lotus flower. Let's do one more just to balance it. Look, I know maybe I want it to go right here. So press that down, pick up your stencil, press that down, give it a second. Now lay your stencil back down. So you can see now I won't draw over those. See what my thinking is? So that's mapped out before I start drawing these. Isn't this a cute stencil? I love this. I tell you, the stencils, oh, I almost went over my fish, be careful, were the reason that I originally knew I wanted to start bullet journaling, and Catherine Pooler's system made it so easy. I did not want to have to draw in all these little boxes myself. The stencils are what sold me. So I'm switching to a blue gel pen. I've actually been practicing drawing and coloring bubbles behind the scenes. It is not easy, you guys. So not easy to color or paint or draw your own bubbles. To color them with Copics, or I've been trying to use pastels. Not easy. Not easy at all. Let's see. So let's do this. Don't draw over your fish. Okay, what's going on? Would appreciate us bringing kids. Oh, your kids didn't get to go with you? Hi, Elsa. I didn't get to say hi to you. Thank you so much for joining us. That's a new name. If there's anybody else new to me on here, say hi. And if I miss you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, sometimes if I talk too much, I don't get enough done. So I have to put my head down and work. So there you go. So that drew our little bubbles on there. And do you see how, because we stamped first, we didn't draw over them, which is fabulous. I love that. Now, this is another cool stamp. There's a stamp set, let me find it, that you can purchase, and it's called Months Many Ways. And look, I don't even have to write out the days in the month. So I find the one that matches. The first is on a Thursday. And so I pulled this one up and I have it on my block. And there's one other one, but I can freehand that one. Now this one I'm going to stamp with, let's see, there's this other ink called Twilight from VersaFine Claire. And let's use this one. Or no, let's use the Warm Breeze. Oh, Elsa follows Linda George Weiss on Valley Stamp and Scrap. Well, I'm glad you told me that. I'm glad you found us here today. Yes, we love Linda. And she sells Catherine Pooler too. So, stamping the month. Look at that. How cute. Let's zoom in just a little bit. So here's just a quick month at a glance. Oh yes, my husband thinks he's being funny now. I accidentally stamped this upside down earlier. So this is the days of the month from that stamp set. You just have to make sure you don't stamp it upside down like I did earlier. So I got it the right way, just so you know, Sue person. And we're going to go, I'm going to try to get it lined up. We'll see how I do. It's our days of the week. And there we go. I did it not upside down. Thank you. So there's that. And now let's stamp some of our other cute things up here. Let's stamp our month. Will that fit right there, I'm thinking? Let me find it. I think I took it off earlier. Let's see. I don't know where I put it. There it is. So let's stamp that. And I'm going to put it on the other side of this koi. And I'm going to use the Twilight for that. Let's take this koi off. This isn't Twilight. This is, yes it is, Twilight. Nocturne is the black color. Twilight is this really pretty bluish green. So we'll stamp April here. And I do have like an orange color that would be really pretty. We could stamp that here. There we go. And then there are these little sayings in the set. And this one says, water your roots so your soul can blossom. So let's put that one there in Twilight. And see, all those little bullet points really give you a guide if you're like me and everything is crooked no matter what you do. It does help you line it up. So there's that. And then we could put, you know, something else in the other two little ones. And then it's so easy. You could mask off if you really felt like you had to, or you can just go in with your blending brush and your Mardi Gras. And this does not have to be perfect. And by the way, I can even tap off into my lid and that helps. And just go in between them. And you can get some in the bubble too. It's fine, right? And if you wanted to, you could just ink blend around it a little bit. If you definitely go in with a lighter hand first and then get firmer, it'll help you not have the really big splotchy areas. But in the water, you do have lighter and darker areas, right? So it's okay. But then see how you can just ink blend it up and bring it up and around and leave some white space. Don't forget the white space. Oops, I got a big smudge there. I will say, I think the bullet journal pages are a little bit forgiving. They remind me a little bit of like the Bristol Strathmore smooth paper because they will let some of the ink move around. They don't just hold on to it for good and then you're done like a regular cardstock. You do have a chance to move it just a little bit. So we can just ink blend some around here. Then you can add in your daydream. But that's how I don't even need to mask any of that, right? And then I could go in and color my koi, or I could leave him as is. So that's how I do that page. And then over here, there's one other stencil that I want to show you because this is how I might start my month. This one is called On My List. This one may even be discontinued, I'm not sure, but I love this one because it would give me a month at a glance. And I don't have any pixie spray on this. I have to use some blue painter's tape. Because then I can make a list of important things that I need to do, and maybe birthdays this month, all kinds of things like in these boxes. It's a nice, easy stencil to use for like the beginning of the month. Okay, anything else going on? Everybody's quiet all of a sudden. Did I lose everybody, or is everybody, sometimes people are just watching. We've been here an hour now, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I want to show you this stencil. So I'm going to move this down because I need to leave a header here, and I can use I don't know if you can see it enough, but I can use these little bullets to line this up and know that I'm lined up from top to bottom on my stencil. So here's how I use this one. like I said, I have my title page, I have my month at a glance, then I might have this one over here to also show like just the month like that, and once again another pretty page, and then this one would be my to-do and birthdays and things like that. So I'm going to take my pen, I could use my micron pen, and I might draw this box. Once again, I could stamp something first so that then my outlines would not interfere with it or overlap. But look how easy this is. So I drew those boxes, and I don't even have to worry about getting out a ruler to draw straight lines. I can just use this stencil like this, draw my lines to take notes for the month. There's also trackers if you like to track, like let's say health or books that you've read, or if you exercise or you've eaten healthy that day. If you want to do a health, any kind of a tracker, there are a lot of tracker stamps or tracker stencils in the line of Canvo. So there's just so many things that make it useful and ease of use that I love. So look, so now let's pull this up. Look how easy that was. And then I did mess up right there, but that's okay. And I could stamp to do and birthdays and take all my notes and things like that. Makes it easy. And then on the next page, I might start like the first week, maybe week 1, week 2, or I can use the whole spread for the first week, depending on how busy I am in my life. But like you guys, I take a lot of notes in mine. So you just have to make it yours and what you like and what works for you in your bullet journal. So there we go. I didn't get to talk to people a whole lot because I was so busy. And first time on YouTube, live streaming, so thank you everybody who followed me over and found me, and if you aren't on Facebook and you're watching here, I really appreciate it. Don't forget my affiliate links, one for Catherine Pooler, one for a cherry on top. Both of those are in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell to be notified, follow me on Facebook, and you can even subscribe to my blog and be notified. I'm going to try to have a better schedule to let people know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be doing it. And so you can subscribe to my newsletter on my blog and get everything. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to everybody who clicked my links, and we donated to charity last night. So you'll see me soon again. Not sure whether it'll be here or what, but I had fun. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. I'll see you later. Thanks again.